Welcome to Toffee TV. This is the player ratings for Everton 4, Manchester City 0. How lovely does that sound? Let's get straight into it. Joel Robles, 9 out of 10. There might be a little bit of a common theme here. I thought he was fantastic. I thought his distribution was excellent. I thought he commanded this box absolutely brilliantly and come up big on the couple of occasions that we needed them. Good handling. They're a good side. They get bodies in. Aguero's flapping shots off from nowhere. Iniacho's coming on. De Bruyne's whacking balls across. And Joel didn't flap at anything. Thought he was excellent. So 9 out of 10 for Joel. Seamus Coleman, right wing back, 9 out of 10. I've been critical of Seamus this season. I think there's been times when he's fallen way below what I expect of him, what we expect as fans of him. But I thought today he was at his nasty best, bombing on, putting them under pressure. Second half in particular, he just started going, come on then, let's have a go, let's match up, let's get in. You know, he's there when there's a little bit of a kick-off, he's there getting in people's faces, and I thought he offered that energy down the right brilliantly. Mason Holgate, 8.5 out of 10. 8 out of 10. I thought he had a really good game, but I thought the first half, on a few occasions, and this isn't a criticism because I regard Aguero as probably the best striker in the Premier League, but 3 or 4 occasions he got done with the same trick, and I think as he gets more experience, he'll give the likes of Aguero a yard. He won't go as tight where he can nick back inside them, but he got better and better as it went on, and you know, he's so good on the ball. He's a young lad. He's only played half a dozen games, but you know, 8 out of 10. Ashley Williams, 9.5 out of 10. For me today. I thought he was brilliant. Positionally, going through players, putting his head in where it needed. He swept a couple away from our goal incredibly, particularly in the first half. They put a couple of beautiful balls across the 6-yard box and Williams swept them away fantastically. This is what he does really well. And if you get some legs next to him, like a Holgate, we won't have a problem with Ashley Williams because he's a warrior of a defender. The problem is that when he's on the ball sometimes, you know, or if he's in a back four with maybe Jags is alongside him and he haven't got that pace, or Murray, in a 4, Murray goes missing a little bit, his positional sense, and, you know, like last week we saw, but I think having Holgate there in the 3, different class, so 9.5 out of 10. Funes Murray, 8.5 out of 10. I thought he'd done well, I thought he played well, got his head on a lot of things, but in the first half, 3 or 4 times he was a liability in possession. If there's nothing on, you've got the ball, received the ball, you're taking it to the left. If there's nothing on, don't try and dribble through the midfield with the ball. Knock it into the corner and go and get back in defence. Let Rom, Morales, Baines even run after it. You just get it away, because he'd done it on a couple of occasions today and we got caught, and he'd done it once at 0-0. We're tight in the first, early on. It's 0-0 the game's tight, and he's gone running across with the ball. Instead of clearing it, he's turned back inside, and he's gone between play, and he's not quick. They step in, take the ball, and he's out of position. And I remember him doing it when Arsenal beat us at Goodison last year. He done the same. He brought the ball out, stepped into midfield, lost it. They went bang. Iwobi went through 2-0, and the game was dead. You can't do it. His positional sense at times isn't very good, but he likes the battle, and he did get better. He won a lot of headers. So 8.5 out of 10 for Funes Murray. Mace. Leighton Baines, 8.5 out of 10. Just really good on that left hand side. Defended really well. Great in possession. Not really much more to say. 8.5 out of 10 for Bainesy. Moving into midfield, Gareth Barry, 8.5 out of 10. You know, I wouldn't have started with him, but I could understand why Ronald Koeman did start with him. And he lasted really, really well. I thought he was excellent in the first half. He dropped off after half time. But that's, you know, you'd expect that, aren't you? The fella's 37, is he now? He's played a lot of games, you know, a hell of a lot of games. And it's a quick... It probably helped him because Torre is probably slower than him and walks around a bit like he can't be arsed at times. Zabaletta's not the quickest, so he probably was able to stay with the game for a lot longer, but he got his body in a few times. He won us important free kicks and stuff. and he gave a good performance. But like I say, as the game went on, he was getting less and less effective, and that was when the manager decided to make the changes. So Ross Barkley was, for me, no, we'll go to Tom Davies. Tom Davies, 9.75 out of 10. I love him. Everybody knows me and Ped love him, the Ketway Kaiser. I thought he had a fantastic game, and he's not man of the match, but he's very unlucky not to be man of the match. And people disagree. People will disagree with this and say that he was man of the match. He got man of the match, I think, on Sky. And he was great. Like, I always think he's great, but he was brilliant today. And he capped it off with an absolutely incredible goal. And normally, that would have been enough. The goal itself, for his first goal, was incredible. I'm going to talk myself out of what I've just said, but it was incredible. And he had an assist as well. Well, he played his part in the Morales assist from Rom. And he was just what he is. He wins the ball, he can go through the gears, he's nasty, he can score, he can do Ronaldo tricks, you know, and he's 18 years of age. What a player, and what a future he's got ahead of him. And he's crucial to us at this moment in time, especially with Ghana not here. He's crucial. But 9.75 out of 10 for Tom Davies. Ross Barkley, he is my man of the match. He was 11 out of 10 for me today. And people can go on about Davies and the goal and all that, and that's great. But Ross was the key to the works for us today. Ross Barkley put in a performance I know he's got in him, and which is why I've defended him on so many occasions. The pass for the second goal, the pass for the third goal were just unbelievable. But it was everything else. It was his work rate, sliding in, winning balls. He was pressing high. The amount of times he got his foot on and went between players. His passing was so simple. He slid Rom in 3 or 4 times in the game. He put him in, and he should have made it 4, really. Rom will be disappointed he hasn't scored the second with the one that he clipped just wide. And Ross Barkley, to me, was just on a different planet today. He was the best player on the pitch by a mile for me. That's just a personal opinion. I thought he was incredible. And if we get Ross playing like that, you've got Garner, Davies, Schneiderlin all in there alongside him. You know, maybe 2 of those 3 or even the 3 of them. Ross Barkley can become a real threat. And he went up. When Morales went off, he went up with Romelu Lukaku and he bullied them and he got hold of the ball. And you know what he done really well? Simplified it at times. Just got the ball, took a touch and just passed it off, got it back. Popped it off and got it back. And when he does that, there isn't anyone to touch him. And I think the better players that Ronald Koeman adds to this Everton side, Ross Barkley's performance will increase. So I've said 11. He's getting a 10 out of 10. He was my man of the match. Romelu Lukaku, 9.5 out of 10. Fantastic display. Absolutely fantastic display up front. Bullied John Stones and Otamendi. Was nice and strong. Got hold of the ball. Used it well. Scored an absolutely fantastic goal. He's another one. I mean, I could really, to be honest with you, I probably could have just stood here and gone 10 for everybody because everybody played the part. It was a team. It was a really big team performance. But I haven't done that. So I'm giving Ron 9.5 out of 10. But he was excellent. I think he'd have got 10 if he'd have done that little clip into the far corner. But he was brilliant today. And that, again, levels. One thing I will say, let me just rake. I'll do this at the end, sorry. Kevin Morales, 8 out of 10. Maybe 8.5 out of 10. Yeah, 8.5 out of 10. Set a goal up. Scored a goal brilliantly and worked hard for what was his 60 minutes, 65 minutes he was on for. Ran around, worked hard, flitted in and out a little bit, but he was a lot more in the game today, and he caused Manchester City some real problems. So, and that is definitely his best position. So, you know, if we're going to play him, that's where we use him because he can do damage in that role. Schneiderlin, he worked for the team. 7.5 out of 10. I wasn't expecting anything big from him today because he's coming on as a substitute. But I thought he stuck to the task well. He gave us a little bit of legs in there. He got involved, won a couple of slide tackles. And I've got no worries about him. He's going to get better and better. But 7.5 out of 10. James McCarthy, again, 7.5 out of 10. Important legs when we needed it. Blocks in. The energy was needed. Got a couple of crucial clearances inside the box as well at a time. Even though we were 3-0 up, you don't want to give them any kind of encouragement. And Adamola Lookman, he's going to get 7.5 out of 10 as well because that touch and finish, even though he's only on for 3 or 4 minutes, was incredible. All I was going to say was these players today, this is the longest ratings I've ever done, by the way, but we won 4-0, so who cares? All I would say is these players have set standards today. They've set a bar. They've shown what their ability levels are. And if they work hard as they did today, the class will tell against all those other sides that don't have the ability. But we have to work harder than they do, or at least match them. And then the quality will take over. Ronald Koeman, tactically fantastic today. 10 out of 10 for Ronald Koeman as well. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I'm sure a few of you will have different views to me today, but hey, we've won the game. Check out our other videos, the instant match reactions from myself and Ped as well. They'll be on the screen somewhere, so check them out. Look out for the final word. Me and Ped will be back in the studio with some guests tomorrow, and catch you next time on Toffee TV.